What's it going to be like to kind of mingle with people and get to see faces, hear stories, talk to them, that sort of thing?
Well, it's just great to feel the energy, and obviously that's what makes Penn State so special is all the fans and the support and just the enthusiasm everybody has for Penn State. And so it's just great to get back out there. Been on the road for 4 or 5 weeks now. Your battery starts to get a little low. You go to one of these things, kind of charge back up and just re-energize you for the summer and into the season.
Now, you mentioned this is one of your recruiting areas. Have you ever worked in this area before, or has this been kind of new for you working in the Pole region?
This is new for me. But I love it. I love getting out and meeting the coaches and the players and things like that. So it's been great. I've only just started to dabble in it right now. I've communicated a lot by email and phone and things like that. But this is the first time I've been out here. I'll be out here a few more days, so I'm excited about it.
How important is it to make those connections with coaches face to face as opposed to email and getting out there and again shaking hands, hearing their stories, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, it's critical. I mean, it's one thing to talk to somebody on email and exchange things, but it's a whole other thing to sit down and talk with them, see what makes them tick, meet the other people in the school, for them to see the Penn State logo and be excited, that's a whole nother level.
The transition for you and your family to State College, how has that gone? Is your family there yet, or are you still waiting for everybody to get there?
No. My family's here. My wife, we're all unpacked and ready to go, We've already had our first disaster of our laundry machine overflowing and things like that. So we're in it. We're in deep, and oldest son is already in school. Obviously, he's only 5, but he's in school, and then my wife, I needed her here. I've got young kids, so they can get here easy, and she's originally from Pittsburgh, so she wanted to get here as soon as possible too. So it was a great situation.
When did it? So were they here relatively early?
Yeah, they got here beginning of March.
Oh wow.
Just like all of our coaches, we love our families. Mine just happened to be young, so they could get here quick. And I didn't want to be without them. And she's awesome and got everything situated. Found us a house, and all I had to do was write the check. So
you have 2 boys, 5 and
2.5.
What's it been like coming into a situation where it appears you had a pretty established quarterback, being able to work with somebody who seems to be a very talented, guy for how young he is?
Yeah, he's very talented. He's done some great things already on the field. The thing that's the most impressive about him is he's one of the most coachable kids I've ever been around. There was never, hey coach, we did it this way before or that way. He just does it, very humble, and he's been awesome to work with. As have the rest of the quarterbacks. I've loved working here, and I've loved working with those guys. They've been great.
I talked to Josh last night. He said one of the key changes for everybody is the terminology. That the offense may not be, a light years different from what they did, but the terminology, especially for QBs, how difficult is it for them to grasp it, or some of these kids just kind of naturally kind of pick these things up?
No, I think that's probably the biggest thing. That and how to use all your weapons in terms of everything in your toolbox, changing the protection, changing the plays, things like that maybe they knew before, and now they got to relearn it. Just getting us all on the same page, speaking the same language. That's the critical point. That's probably the most difficult thing. But those guys did a really nice job with it. I was very happy and pleased during the spring, with the progress each practice. So it was good.
O'Connor, a lot of pressure, not pressure on him, but coming in, I think a lot of people expecting him to be a backup. How did he do in that first semester, and how important was it for him to be here as an early enrollee?
I think it was very important for him. He did a really nice job. He took command of the huddle and did some things. Obviously, there are things he can make improvements on that we all want him to, but just his overall command of the offense, understanding of coverages and things like that was great. And I think it really helped that he was here because he really took advantage of those 15 practices.
Where do the guys have to get better over the summer? Because you guys can't work with them hands-on, so I assume they have to kind of take it on themselves to get out there with their teammates and do stuff.
Yeah, obviously, bigger, faster, stronger is always important. Leadership, I think, is the most important thing that they do over the summer because they've got to take control of those workouts. They've got to organize the 7-on-7s. They've got to organize the throwing workouts. They've got to do all those sort of things. So I think it's critical because that's what really builds the leadership and shows who's in control and things like that. And I think that that's the one thing that they've really got to work on, and that's going to be critical to our success. The better leaders they are this summer, the better leaders they're going to be on the field, the better our team will ultimately be.
And one last thing, what does your summer hold? I know that James was half joking about taking a family vacation to Atlanta and then Orlando, where you guys are going to be working. But seriously, what are the things that you have to do professionally, and how much time do you have to take to maybe get away and spend some time with your family if you can?
Yeah, you want to spend as much time with your family as you can. Unfortunately, recruiting never ends.
Right.
And recruiting's our lifeblood, and it's what's going to make us win games and have great players, and even more importantly, have great kids to coach. Make sure you're recruiting the right type of kids and those sort of things. Well, in order to do that, you better be recruiting them all the time and really get to know them and things like that. So, yeah, I'm going to take as much time as I can. I remember a couple summers ago, my family went to Hawaii for my dad's retirement, and so I'd be up at 3 a.m. on Twitter and on things like that, trying to take phone calls. But no, I mean, my wife is a saint. My kids are great. I'm going to spend as much time with them as I humanly can. While they take naps or do whatever, then I'm going to get some work in while I can. But it's important that we spend time with our kids. I mean, that's something you're not ever going to have this time again. I'm never going to have another time where my sons are 5 and 2.5. That's right now, and so I need to make sure that I take advantage of it, because pretty soon they're not going to want to hang out with dad like they do right now.